talk to y'all's boss, man. Sound like he's hungover, but I think he's okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
Let's write that down.
You don't have to. It's probably recorded. Hey, Chris, how are you doing, buddy? You doing okay? We're good. We're good. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Everything going good. Startup going good. What happened? Somebody is. I wish.
Mr. Barber, okay?
Not yet, man. Hey, Brittany, it's good to have you back. Did you miss us? For how many years? 3? Okay. It's good to have you back. No, they went to Washington. Yeah, you think? Has anybody seen Keith and Virgil? Are they in Washington?
Yeah, they took off. So they didn't miss the boat.
Yeah. They may have been wanting to avoid. Well, it's 9 o'clock. If y'all stand, we'll have a word of prayer and then remain standing for our pledges. Dear Heavenly Father God, we just come to you and we just thank you for all the many blessings you give us. God, we ask that you just continue to bless the United States, state of Texas. God, we ask that you bless Vanzant County. God, as we strive to do the best that we can personally do, God, we ask that you lead us and guide us in the decisions that we make for this county. God, we ask that it be your agenda, not our agenda. God, that we make the decisions you would have us to make. God, we thank you for our military, the opportunity to serve you and to serve this county. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. We thought y'all went.
Well,
we thought y'all went to watch it.
You gotta beat these guys out of your office on the meeting. You know?
We'll call to order the regular session of Vanzant County Commissioners Court on Wednesday, August the 4th, 2021 at 9:02 a.m. Now, quorum is established with all members of the court present. Item number 2, discuss and consider dispensing with the reading of the minutes of the meeting of the Commissioners Court and approval of same for July the 7th, 2021 and July the 21st, 2021.
So moved.
Got a motion by Commissioner West, second by Commissioner Melton. Is there any questions, corrections, additions to the minutes? Being none, all in favor of approving, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 3, discuss and consider approval of county bills for payment as submitted.
So move, Pearson.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pearson,
Second.
second by Commissioner LaPrade. Any questions or discussion about the bills that's been submitted? Being none, all in favor of approving payment of those bills, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 4, discuss and consider ratifying the county bills as submitted. Second. Got a motion by Commissioner West, second by Commissioner Melton, to pay the, ratify the payment of the county bills as submitted. Is there any questions or discussion about those bills? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 5, general business. Is there any general business we need to be made aware of? Any announcements? Anyone have any announcements or general business?
Well, okay.
Oh.
Open enrollment starts in 2 weeks. So we'll be visiting every geographically separated office or structure of Vanzant County. This is employees' one opportunity throughout the year to make changes to their insurance, supplemental, or health, or life, or any of those kinds of things. So it's really important that we get to see every employee. And we're gonna work our butts off in order to be out there and available for everyone. But we'll have 3 days here in the courthouse and 3 days at the sheriff's office. And any employee can go to any location and get the information, but it's really important that they do.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Is there any other announcements we need to be made aware of? Okay. Being none, we'll move to item number 6, public comments. Scott, anybody sign up for public comments? Have no. So no one signed up for public comments. We'll move to item number 7, discuss and consider appointment of Emergency Service District number 3 board member. We tragically lost David Wilkerson. And this appointment is to replace him. You have the application before you. I think it's yours, Virgil.
Well, Judge, actually, Commissioners, South Vanzant County is actually in 3 different precincts, or it covers mostly precinct 2 and then precinct 4 and a little bit in precinct 1. But the applicant here is, I know him, he's a good man and he's very knowledgeable about budgets and fire department issues. His name is Heath Morris, and I'm gonna make a motion that we appoint him to the South Vanzant County SD3 board.
Okay.
Second.
That's a motion by Commissioner Melton, second by Commissioner LaPrade. Is there any discussion or questions? Do you need? Did you looking for something? Okay, good. Okay. Any questions, discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 8, discuss and consider Texas Department of Motor Vehicle annual county fees. Misty Stanberry, our tax assessor collectors present. Did you want to address the court? This is the annual fees that we do every year. The $10.
$10 for the county road and bridge fee and $1.50 for the child safety fee. And we are, on both of those, we are at the max level of fees that we can set.
If we have to do it every year, we've done it. It's
It's
been
just-
set at that price. I mean, that fee
Yes.
for years. We just have to let them know by September the 1st.
Correct.
Even if you're going to keep the same fees, we have to send something
We
to
have
them.
to submit it in.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner West to just reinstate the $10 road and bridge fee and the child safety fee of $1.50. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Pearson. Any questions or discussion? I might say there's always questions, whether you really spend that money on the roads.
Oh,
Absolutely, we do. It's illegal not to.
Every penny of
Every
it.
penny of it.
Every penny of it goes to the roads, and then we collect the child safety fee that we divide up. But yes, it does go to the roads. Any other questions, discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 10, discuss and consider contracting with Harold Hydro Wash Pressure Washing of Vanzant County Courthouse and Property. You have the two bids before you. The difference in the two bids and I want to say Wade is present with us today from Hydro Washing. The two bids, the difference, you'll see one bid for 37 $279.80 and one for $17.82. That's just the chemical, the chemical difference in the building. I've been trying to get this courthouse washed since before Thanksgiving. And as all the elected officials know, it doesn't move fast. Worked with the Historical Commission, Vanzant County Historical Commission. Tim serves on that. Are you on the board, Tim?
aye.
Okay, you want to address it?
Well, the courthouse, which is, because it is historic, the historical commission, you have to pretty much get their approval to do anything. And this is just one thing we had to get their permission on. They would prefer we use a product called D2. And that was the higher one, but we tested D2 on two different places on the back of the courthouse here to see how it's gonna look. And it doesn't look very good. It doesn't appear to me that it gets all of the issues of the black mold and all off of the building. It helps change color, but it doesn't get it off. And the other product that they're gonna use really did get it off. We've had actually came back and made another example of it just to be sure. And it looks really well. It's not perfect and it's not gonna be perfect, but it's as close as we can get. And I'd make the recommendation, we take that second bid, which is the one that's 17.8/2180.
Okay,
Second.
okay, and that's a motion, Commissioner West. Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner West to approve the Harold Hydro Pressure Washing of the courthouse in the amount of $17,821.80. Got a second by Commissioner Melton. Any questions or discussion? You know, contrary to popular belief, this did not originate with Facebook. It was in the process way before it blew up on Facebook. If Facebook would just come in and talk to the elected officials rather than going to their professional service of Facebook. We were working on this back in, as I said, before Thanksgiving. But that's the way the world operates today. And so we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Wade, do you have anything you would like to address? He's the one he's the owner of the company.
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. Okay, being no more discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Do you have any idea about timing?
16, 17.
I think the 16th of August is what you said.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Item number 10, discuss and consider to accept or reject proposals for the P25 radio system. Didn't know someone here representing that.
I put that on there. And what it is, from talking with Sandy, we're looking at using that American Rescue Plan money, and that being a direct from the federal government. Sandy, can you kind of explain a little bit of this?
The court had me to go out for proposals for the P25 radio system. We put that proposal out in June. And then you came back last court day and approved my office to begin a search for an administrative service for the American Rescue Plan. So right now, we're in the process of assigning, getting proposals for a general manager for that. I think we kind of got the cart before the horse on the P25 radio system, because the administrative service, what we will do once we appoint those is we will give them a list of our projects that we're willing to spend that money for. And they will tell us if those are eligible expenses or not. So we sent the proposal out for this, we got it back, but I'm not 100% sure that, number one, it is an eligible expense in the American Rescue Plan. We haven't really got that verified yet. And when you spend that large of an amount, which is in the millions of dollars, we don't have to take our fund balance that we've worked so hard to put up and pay that money back. We want to ensure that it is an expense of those funds. So I went back and pulled the proposal, and we did not actually put an award date in the proposal. So I think the court could do two things. You can either reject this bid, which it does say in the proposal that, the court does have a right to reject, or table it and just let, once we appoint an administrator, let them look at it, and see if we did it correctly. When you start into the federal government, I know Brentford told you there was a lot of red tape and putting those out. I think you're going to look at even having to have an engineer put those specifications down. But it's up to the court. We can either table and let them look at it, or you can reject the bids and let the administrator start over again.
Is there a concern that if we table and keep this bid, since we got out of order, it may wait that getting rejected just because we got out of order, the sequence we should have done it?
It probably will. I mean, I can't tell you that, but I'm sure. Number one, you don't have to mention it. And with a proposal that large, we should have an engineer. And we went out, I started just the proposal for the RFP for the administrator, and the packet's about that. To cover every base that the federal government is. So I can't imagine what the expenditures would be.
So that's a lot of hoops we hadn't jumped through yet that could come back to haunt us. Well, with that in mind, I think the best thing is going to be to reject, and then when we get the administrator, we can reopen. They could always resubmit at that time, but we keep us in sequence with all the proper steps to take for the grant funding. So I'm going to recommend we just reject proposals at this time until we get the grant writer and start up.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay. Have a motion to reject the proposal for the P25 radio system. Is there a second?
I'm going to second.
Okay, got a second by Commissioner Melton.
I want to say that if we reject it, that means that we go out for RFPs again, and it means everybody can submit their proposal. In other words, Motorola and others can, Harris can resubmit their proposal to whoever.
We will be starting over.
Yes, that's what
And hopefully this time, with it going to the American Rescue Plan, we will have specifications to submit.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion, questions?
all we can do is apologize for this because now the two bids are public knowledge to each other. And one knows what the other's bid, so that's a bad situation, but we can't help it. The mess we're in.
Well, the other bid, we didn't accept, so we don't know what it is.
Well, I mean,
And when,
the information's already been turned in.
but when we get the specifications, it may all be different anyway, so it won't matter what bid came in first or how it came in.
My apologies.
We have a motion and a second to reject the proposals for the P25 radio system. Any other questions or discussion? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 11, discuss and consider selling of scrap light fixtures that were removed from the jail and the sheriff's office. Was one of y'all gonna represent that, or is Steve gonna
He's on
enter? You can go ahead and let him bring him in on Zoom.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are on item number 11, discuss and consider selling of scrap the light fixtures that were removed from the jail and the sheriff's office.
Yes, we recently converted all of our lighting to LED lighting. In the course of doing this, these old fixtures, we realized there's quite a bit of scrap metal there that can be recover some cost. So we were just seeking permission to take all that to the scrap yard and get rid of it and receive some money for it to offset some of our expenses as far as the conversion went.
Okay,
So moved, Pearson.
got a motion by Commissioner Pearson, second by Commissioner West. Any questions or discussion for the sheriff? Sheriff is at sheriff training. Well, I don't know what town you're in, Sheriff.
San Antonio.
San Antonio. And so he is at a conference, missing school this morning to attend by Zoom. But thank you for being here. Any questions for the sheriff? Being none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. At this time, I would like to skip item number 12 and move to item number 13, discuss and consider entering into a contract with Southern Software for RMS and JMS and CAD system. Sheriff, you may address the court.
Okay, at this time, I'd also ask that Chief Shelton and Lieutenant Harrelson come forward. JMS and CAD system for the sheriff's office, and we've done a lot of research. We've got some demos, and this one is the one that will work best for our department. And so we would, ask that the court approve signing a contract with Southern Software to move forward with replacing Justice Solutions LGS with some. And I mean, at this time, like I say, we can answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Well, the one quick for just clarification, transparency, what is RMS, JMS, and CAD?
Okay, so RMS is the report management system. That's where we keep all of our offense reports. JMS is a jail management system that tracks all of our jail reports and all the tracking of inmates. It also decides how many trustees we can have based on the formulas they use. And then the CAD system is the actual dispatch system, and that's what we use when a citizen calls 911 or calls into the sheriff's office. That's how the call is created, and we put the call out to the deputies, to the officers in the cities that we dispatch for. And the current system is so time cumbersome. It takes forever to create a call. And our report management system is creating so much comp time every day. Our deputies come in from their shift at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. and they spend another 2 to 3 hours working on reports. Now, recently, Chief Shelton there had worked on a report and stepped away from his computer for 10 minutes and lost everything he had spent hours typing in. because the current system is just, it's not a good system. This new system saves, as you're typing, it saves the data. The CAD system cuts our dispatchers' time down by 2/3 as they're creating calls. And the jail management system gives us so much more flexibility with how we determine who our trustees are going to be based on their offenses and then their risk levels. And in addition to that, we'll be able to eliminate at least one vendor that we currently use to track when we go track and check our cells, which is Guard One. This system is all inclusive with that. And I believe there may even be another vendor, and then Lieutenant Harrelson will have that information. I believe there's another vendor we'll be able to eliminate in the jail by switching over the system.
Okay, so it's the reporting management system, jail management system, and the dispatch.
Correct. And also, I've actually, included in this decision, the district clerk and the county clerk. I've got their approval for both of these. They say they can work with the system with what they do. And I've also conferred with District Attorney Tonda Curry. She's given it a thumbs up. So we're just asking for permission to do this. I have money in my budget to pay for the system, and we can have it converted over by September 30th in this current budget year. So we just seek the court's permission and approval to switch to Southern Software.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions?
Well, Sheriff, how is that going to interface with the district attorney's office so she can be able to get the reports and the information she needs? How's that?
That's an excellent question. And she will have view-only access, which she said that's what she needs. If she has view-only access, that she can make it work for her. I believe she's going to keep the current system, and the two do not interface together because Justice Solutions is very proprietary. They don't want anybody interfacing with them. But with view-only access, she'll be able to do what she needs to do. And I've actually confirmed that with her.
Scott, do you have any input?
On the quote that we're looking at, some software, it's all software, there's no hardware to it. Server's gonna cost anywhere between 8,000 to 10,000. I just got these this morning. Haven't really looked through them, but they go from 7,800 to 9,000 something. About 8 to 10. Also, there's no hardware for the jail mobile application. It says it broke 5 devices, but those devices aren't listed. So we would have to find those and figure out how to make those safe to use.
Yes, we have, we've researched the devices and have all that information.
So the tablets,
Yes,
yeah, we could use just
Lockdown.
yes.
Scott, what is the delivery time on that server?
I have got the email from Brent said that there were, of course, numerous component shortages. They can't give us a strong ETA, but I will tell you, it took 2 months to get PCs in that I ordered in June, almost 2 months.
The concern is if we don't get this,
For at least 30 days.
okay, if we don't get the server up and running and the new system up and running, we won't be able to take it off of this year's budget. It's going to next year's budget. So do you think we can get it up and running by September 30th? That would be my question.
Very tight, I really don't. I don't think we're gonna get the hardware.
what was the, you said something the other day about text sharing. What is that?
That's something that we would look at. It's for evidence that comes across from, it ties in directly with Southern Software and goes to the DA's office. So it helps them file cases and manage evidence. Right now, since Justice Solutions interface with LGS, it really wouldn't make much difference without it. But it's something that Honda would need. Right now, there's a lot of duplication. like Sheriff was saying, Honda has to have a read-only portal so that they can copy the information from the sheriff's office side into their LTS side of the VA office. And that's time consuming, but with the tech share program, without having to manually read from Southern software.
Does that program only work with Southern software or will it work with other vendors?
It would work.
And also, Judge, Commissioners, we have a representative from Southern Software here, and he said that he wouldn't loan us a server until we get ours in, if that would help us speed things along. Is that
Okay,
correct?
and you come up if you want to address the court, you may.
Well, that's our CEO. I was in San Antonio yesterday. I came up here for the fourth this morning. Proud to be here. The CEO was also in San Antonio. She said that they're willing to offer a server on loan to, so we understand this process. To get the server put in. So, we have servers that we can offer like that. So that process. We understand the time frame, so it's September 30th to be live. We're willing to do that. Well, since you're from the company, explain to me how that the Southern software is going to link with the DA's office, so she can go in and see all the reports and all of that. How is that going? How's that going?
It's a process of sharing that information. If the sheriff is willing to, like he said, they have view only process. If the sheriff is willing to let the district attorney's office have view only, they would have that software, the RMS system, on their computers where they can access the system. It's just a little bit about some history of that. I retired from Fort County Sheriff's Office, and our district attorney's office in Fort County also has our RMS system on their computers, and they can access the reports from the investigators and secretaries.
Does it interface with the county clerk and the district clerk?
There's two advantages of that. We're a public safety software. We're not in the business of court software. But the advantage of that is we're not compete. We'll work with court software that will work with us. The court software is out there. For instance, there's some other court softwares that are out there that they're willing to work with Southern software. Y'all have some leverage when you have a public safety software in place that's non-compete. We don't have a core product that we're trying to compete with these other core softwares. That's kind of an advantage for us, and we're not interested building the core software. We're a public safety software so that we do have some interfaces with other core products. We don't currently have an interface with local government solutions, but it's not. We're willing to work with them, and they're willing to work with us. We are. Our CEO is willing to work with the LGS if they're willing to work with us.
What other hardware do we need other than a server?
The tablets that mentioned, the jail, maybe some routers. I'm not sure. We have our own routers. I don't know if we have to use the specific ones mentioned in here.
They use specs. We work with different routers, like NetMotion, Cisco. There's different routers that we're capable of working.
We were talking about just needing VPNs for the program, so we already have that in place.
Okay, that's good. That's good. If you already have VPNs that are already in place for the officers in the field, that puts the CAD in the vehicles for the officers in the field.
The loaner server could take backup. Backup today.
I'll just check on that. I don't know that part. We offer cloud solutions backup. We have a government cloud service that we offer a backup service. We'd have to, I don't know that.
They put on the server specs, they put a take backup. And there was no mention of the cloud.
That would be, yeah. We could get that, look at also, that's something we could offer. Cloud solution backup.
And what about our local police departments? How will that coordinate since they're all running through the same dispatch?
I don't know, I know y'all on the justice solutions there, I think, with the sheriff's office, so I can tell you what Southern software offers. the local police departments don't have to purchase our RMS to have access to the mobile. They can buy licenses and VPNs. Gives the dispatch to them as far as they can run whatever records management system they want to run. They still have, they're with the sheriff's permission to them. It's an offer to them to put our mobile in the car, our CAD. When I said mobile, our dispatch is pushed down to a mobile product. It's not an interface with a mobile product. It is our CAD system pushed to a mobile product in the car. So they make a change in the car, it reports back to CAD. That software is available to police departments that are operating dispatch.
Okay. Any other questions?
What about, will it interface or does it need to interface with COPS?
Good question. What about CopSync? Because right now we're running CopSync as well as all the other law enforcement agencies in the county. How does that work together?
CopSync does not currently talk about that. We do not interface with CopSync. It's completely different software, public safety software. CopSync, I don't know if CopSync is working with Justice Solutions. I don't know if they have that interface, but what we're offering is that if you have our Southern software system, then you're capable of putting it in other agencies, other law enforcement agencies. I don't know if Justice Solutions is operating with it.
No.
They're not.
It gives it that option where if you do move away from CopSync, that you move into a mobile product or a mobile CAD is available on. We have it, it's available on your on telephone devices, it's available on mobile computers, it's available on Apple tablets. However, agencies, and we're operating in other counties where police department, fire departments have the mobile, I call it telephone application, the cell phone apps. That's how they're operating. They check your cell phone scene, and that's available to a fire and that's where they don't have to buy a VPN. They don't have to have internet service. They just have to have a phone device, iOS or Android devices. It's available.
So essentially we'll be going out on an island and they'll have to join us.
What's that?
Essentially, we'll be taking our dispatch out on the island for the sheriff's office and all the other people we dispatch would have to come join us on the system.
Well, we would just be getting a license, right? Right. It's getting a license. You don't have to leave CopSync. If you choose to stay on CopSync, you can still, you're still there. I mean, you still have CopSync. They're just going to have their own product that makes it where you can later on add a license. Like Chief said, you can add licenses. If you want to move in that direction, you can add licenses to it and move in that direction when the budget time comes. If you want to switch from CopSync over to our mobile is a comparable product. It's put in fire departments. We're all over the southeast from North Carolina all the way down to into Texas. Our products are for fire, EMS, police, sheriffs, and corrections. That's what our products are for, is making everybody on the same product.
Can I add something real quick? So currently, as of right now, if they choose not to go to Southern Software, it's no different than what the police departments are doing now. Currently, they don't have Justice Solutions in their vehicles. All we do with CopSync is each officer has the ability to run people's license plates, their criminal history to see if they're wanted, and we don't dispatch over CopSync. So nothing really changes for those police departments unless they choose to get on board with Southern Software, just like they could have got on board with Justice Solutions, which I understand why they didn't, because it's just a screenshot. This is actually a live CAD. And if they choose to get involved with this, they're going to have a live CAD just like we will. So there's no change for the police departments if they choose to do nothing. They can, with this system, we can actually run the license plates. We can run the criminal history. We can do all those things that CopSync does. Plus, we have a state-of-the-art dispatch system that our deputies, and if the officers choose to get involved, we'll get up to the second they run into a call. What we currently have is a screenshot of what's been entered in, and quite frankly, dispatchers don't even enter anything extra in there because it's so time consuming. So it would really be no change for the police departments unless they choose to get on board.
Extra PPIS license.
They're
Current.
when the cost of it's just like buying the software, you buy the software up front, and the annual cost of treasury added to your support.
So it's whenever you buy it at the hospitals on it. At their own package.
Okay, so. Oh,
Mickey Hansen runs on cops and then the others don't. So
Well, we just got Pat Jordan on, Justice Solutions.
so what I say, it's just like the police departments. They're not all on the same system anyway. Am I correct, Steve?
You're correct. And also, I've got to look at more than just what a CAD system does. I mean, I need a system that's with reports, with the jail. And what this system does is when they dispatch a call, what it does for our deputies and anybody that chooses to use the reporting system is, let's say they get dispatched to a call, dispatch enters in information. When they get to that call, if they make an arrest, then all that information transfers over to the arrest report. And when they get to the jail, they enter in some more information. And when they get ready to actually do the report, there's not a whole lot left to enter except their narrative and a few other things. And it's going to cut the time down and get my deputies home quicker so they can get some sleep. I had a deputy almost run off the road the other day because he had no sleep, because he spends 3 hours a day getting his reports done after his shift is over. So, just in comp time, the system will some of that cost is going to offset the cost of the system. And I need something that works together. We're not just running a small police department of 2 square miles. We're running a county of 860 square miles that dispatches for all these police departments. So I need a system that can do all that, save my dispatchers time, and at the same time get our deputies in and out of there quick so they can get back on the street.
That's what he said.
Sir, y'all the only provider that can do all that?
I'm sorry.
Are y'all the only service that can provide everything he's talking about getting?
No, sir, there's competition out there. It just depends on what direction that you want to go. There's competition out there. There's better than what you have. When you're talking about a self-integrated system that, like the sheriff is explaining, there's an integrated system that when your deputy's in the field, when the dispatcher runs a driver's license, then that driver's license will check if they've been in jail, checks if they're sex offenders, checks if they have civil papers, if they have warrants. All of those things are done in our system. And then that pushes out also to the mobile product. Your mobile products have capability of, I don't know if they're going to use the ticket writer portion, but all of that pushes out to your mobile product where they can write a citation right from their computer. If they're using CopSync, then it's common for them to write tickets from the mobile. It's the same system. We have a ticket writer. That ticket that's wrote reports right back into the records management system. And like the sheriff said, your jail pre-books, all of those things it's designed to flow that way. Interfaces like he was talking about with other vendors that you can get rid of. Southern Software develops our product where if we have something that's a need in a jail, then we go out and build that program in our system, so we don't have to have an interface with a vendor. We'd rather have it in our system, so we don't have other vendors trying to interface with our jail system. There are other vendors and other products out there. Yes.
And this is a $200 and something thousand project. Would it be in the interest of the taxpayers to go out for bid on that?
Sheriff, I think you said.
Well, we've already looked at some other products, and this is the best product for what we need. And actually it's going to work out to be less than what we're paying now for the current system we have. That's very, very ineffective and inefficient. I'm law enforcement. I know what works best for my department, and I know what's going to work best to serve our citizens. And we've put a lot of research into this. We've actually had a demo from CopSync. We were not impressed. Most of my people got up and walked out because they said, this is just more of what we have. It's time consuming. I mean, we're looking at trying to be efficient with the amount of people we have. It's hard to find people right now. We want to keep the people we have. And with the amount of people we do have, we've got to make things as efficient as possible. And, they're on the buy board. There's no reason to put it up for a bid, because with every one of those folks that come in, they all have a different system.
So if
And
you.
we are running the law enforcement of the county.
So if you
This
do
is what we
away with if you get this Southern software, would that do away with justice system out there?
Justice Solutions, yes. For us, it would do it.
So would that save us money? How would that save us money?
Well, the cost is pretty much apples to apples in terms of what it costs monthly, yearly. But what we're eliminating Guard 1, in the jail. And then just the comp time we spend every day with deputies, with 2 or 3 deputies a shift right now, staying 2 and 3 hours a day, doing reports when their shift ends. That's 2 or 3 hours. Well, you figure at 2 hours, at just 2 deputies. So you're looking at 4 deputies, that's 8 hours a day times 7 days a week. That's 56 hours of comp time per week that we're spending easily, minimum, just doing reports. And these things could be done. They could be off on time. They could go home, get some sleep and come back to work refreshed and ready to go, as opposed to having to stay there half the day or an additional 2 or 3 hours a day working on reports. And that's, I mean, just all these little things factor in together. And it's not just even, it's going to save us money, but at the same time, it's quality of life for my people. I mean, if they're getting worn out, they're not going to stick around, and I wouldn't blame them. I've talked with the sheriff of Polk County down here at the conference. He, nothing but praise for the system. He said, you know, I highly recommend you switching. You're gonna be so glad you did. And you know, I used to work for Kaufman County. This is the same system they use, and I can tell you that it was a system that when I was using it back in 2013 was very efficient, very effective, and we were able to get off work on time and get home. So I would highly recommend that, you know, I asked the court to approve this so we can get the system rolling and you know, make this more efficient for not just the citizens, but also for our valued employees, which are hard to find these days.
Any other questions?
I'd like to make a comment. This is not, to all the other folks here, this is not the first time we've discussed this. We discussed it during our budget meetings with the plans of hopefully recovering this money on the American Rescue Act. And so it's been discussed and planned on that. And I don't believe that changes. If we do this now, I'm hoping when we get an administrator, there's even with it on the Bible. Well, that wouldn't really add up. It's not, the sheriff is not here asking for another program. Let's go out for bids and get the cheapest program we can get. He's here asking for a certain program that's going to help his operation. And so I don't see where that's going to help the sheriff. In my opinion, it's not going to help Steve a bit, the sheriff a bit, to go out for bids and get a cheaper bid with a company that he doesn't want or doesn't feel like will do his job. So that discards that idea. I'm hoping we find out different on that, but maybe we can recoup that money through it still.
Well, I think he said he had the money.
Yeah, he does, but we still wouldn't hurt to get it back.
Right, right.
You know, and we might, as fast as that American Rescue is changing, maybe we can show them that we did due diligence and still try to get it, but who knows until it's all over with. I'll make a motion we allow the sheriff to do this.
Okay, have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pearson, second by Commissioner West. Any other questions, discussion?
I'd kind of like to have a little more research, and the time crunch on it is really cutting it
We've
close.
been researching this for months.
We haven't.
We started in March.
We're the ones using it.
We're the ones that represent the taxpayers' money.
Well, I understand that. Even though we've got the money in our budget to purchase this.
I don't think we talked about what it was gonna save. So on the jail
Yeah.
side, I'll be able to eliminate guard one. That's a $7,000 a year annual cost. Not only does it do away with that, but the only thing that we can do with guard one right now is do our little cell checks. I have no way to search it if jail standards asks for anything. I have no way to print out any type of reports. With Southern, the mobile that they give us, I'm able to check razors, laundry, meals, medication. There's so much more that it encompasses for the jail side. And I know that that's the side that I speak for, but there's no other system that will do that for us.
Like I said, I'm not against Southern necessarily. I'm just against rushing into it. I mean, it popped up here quick. We're worried about a time crunch and getting it in time. And then that becomes a whole budgeting issue, the way county taxes work.
Like the sheriff said, and I'm just gonna say this, if we're gonna keep our people, we're going to have to do something. They're sick of this, they hate it. Prime example, Saturday, we had a dead body, we had a murder case. The coal came on at 6 a.m. Saturday morning. At midnight, she was 2 hours into her report on the murder case. The system shut down. She had called Justice Solution to restart the computer. Everything she had put in was lost. 2 hours worth of work. I sent her home without doing a report on a murder case because she had been there 18 hours. I mean, this is ridiculous, guys. The people are fed up. I'm telling you, the deputies hate it. They're fed up with it.
And what he means by that is this system backs up like by the millisecond. So every time you're typing, like when you click auto save on a Word document, the system is constantly backing up. So if we lose power or whatever and the system may go down, it saves where you were. As to where justice, you lose absolutely everything if you don't completely finish that report and save it.
Well, let me tell you something, and I'm just throwing this out there. Justice Solution will tell you that you don't know how to use the system.
I know that that's what they'll tell
I mean,
us.
they'll say that. They say they're using the wrong screen to write reports.
I,
So, you know,
that is
where
exactly.
Justice system is telling us one thing, you're telling us another thing, you know?
Well, and I've sat on the phone with our rep multiple times just to run reports for jail standards, and they don't know their system. I mean, when you have misspellings on your system itself.
Probably one of the differences is, if I can't address that, but the difference is we're a service solution where if you lose internet, you still have our jail system. During that ice storm we had, there's some people that lost internet. As long as you got power and your servers up and going, you still don't have CAD. It's still gonna work. And when all that data is reporting into your CAD system because you're attached to the server. The only places that would lose operations where internet is pushing out that, like you said, the VPN. So if you still have internet, if you still have power to that server, and you're connected to that server, your CAD is still gonna work, your jail is still gonna work, your records management is still gonna work. So some of the softwares, they offer a web-based or browser-based, those systems, that people struggle with that kind of thing. You lose the internet, you lost what you want. It's not going on.
How much do you think the tieback? Ballpark? Because that's gonna have to be something we're gonna have to have.
Yes, it is. I represent the southern part of Texas. I came up to visit y'all. We.
I shot an email to Matt.
I may get in trouble for this, but I can tell you Waller County, y'all probably comparable size with Waller County Sheriff's Office, and their cloud service back up with $1,800 a year. And I know that's throwing it out there, but that's Waller County. And I know how big y'all are, y'all comparable size. And $1,800 a year was the cloud backup offer. And we can get you a number, but I know it's kind of crunching. I'll probably get in trouble back at home office for throwing that number out there, but I'm pretty confident. I'm confident to say that's very minimum.
The other thing was the data conversion.
Couldn't throw that number at you. They have to see the data. And
Is that included in the proposal to bring everything from Justice?
We talked about view only with justice, no data conversion,
So you're retaining Justice Solutions?
just the view only license. I don't know that we discussed the time frame. Sheriff, do you remember if we discussed the time frame on the view only for justice?
No, we haven't discussed the time frame on that. Like I say, if we just maintain one license for view only access, that should give us the information we need as we transition over. Once we have Southern software, we can go back and view the access or have view only access to the things that are in Justice Solution. And my experience in the past is when you try to transfer that data over, no matter what you do, it's not going to be accurate. I mean, currently you can pull up reports that was transferred from net data over to Justice Solutions, and you can pull up a burglary report and start reading through the narrative, and it's actually an assault or something worse. And so data conversions I don't think are ever 100% accurate. So it would just be more beneficial to have view only access for those things that are still back there in Justice Solutions, which I think we could just piggyback off the district attorney's license to have that one terminal that we could go back and look at if we need it.
Ain't that what we got into with net data, where we got a server down there with everything on it, and if it ever crashes, it's gone?
They have a Justice Solution server at the SO, it's got everything on it. So they'll have to be maintained as long as you are still using Justice Solutions as a real. As long as you still have to pull those records up.
Which it's only 20 months of records.
I don't know what your record retention is.
Gentlemen, I understand you need to change. I totally understand it. One thing worries me, before I got in office, they went with Justice Solutions, pretty similar to what we did here. They come in, so we got it, it didn't work. And I hate to just run in here with one coop and say, let's jump on it. Especially being short on the crunch and not being able to back our data up. I think if we just take a little bit of time and do a little more study, we can resolve some of these, and we may be in next year's budget, but we can get it done right and not be trying to come back and fix it later.
With all due respect, even a system with some glitches to begin with is better than the mess we have right now.
Okay, have a motion and a second to enter into the contract with Southern Software.
Judge, may I add,
You may.
I know this is anything with the software, but it is the phones. It is not, we do not have to go out for proposals because it is the Houston Galveston Bible, it has already been bid. And it also, the funds that we're gonna pay for this with in October, November, and December, we will reimburse from the American CARES, from the COVID-19 funds for dispatchers, deputies, and all jailers. And that, so the money we had budgeted for October, November, and December, we actually were reimbursed by the CARES Act or for the COVID Act, the COVID money. So we are using that COVID-19 money back into their department. We will do a budget amendment from the jail employee line because that's where we will reimburse from the salaries employees. So there is excess money, about a little over 300,000 in that employee line, and that's what they'll be paying for the software. It does cost the county taxpayers money, but we had that money already budgeted for employees, and we were reimbursed from the COVID-19.
Okay. And commitment from Southern Software, you can be up and running by October the 1st,
September 30th. Yes.
September 30th. That's even better.
It's even better, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so we, our CEO made a commitment to sheriff yesterday, said, we get contract signed, we get moving on it, then she'll start booking flights immediately. And I've seen them do it. We did the same thing with Waller County. We got them up and going.
Okay.
The other option you do have, Judge, is if that is you say it can be done, we can go ahead and do the budget amendment, we can move the money, we can do a purchase order and encumber the funds. We're gonna have to modify the budget anyway for 2022. If we think there's gonna even be a possibility that might not happen, then we can go ahead and budget for that software in 2022 and roll that bill into the budget.
Yeah.
We can work either way.
But, and I don't think this has been discussed, but it also comes down to officer safety.
Yes.
I mean, when you look at it, you're looking at officer safety. I think the sheriff has visited with me of what's going on out there, and I mean, there is officer safety at stake here. So it's not just a fly by the night decision being made. We're looking at safety of our police officers. We don't want anyone harmed in duty and everything. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other question, discussion? Being none, all in favor of contract allowing the sheriff's department to contract with Southern Software for the reporting management system, the jail management system, and dispatch system CAD, say aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Name.
One opposed. Motion carried. Congratulations. Thank you. We'll back up now to item number 12, discuss and consider allowing the sheriff's office to cancel the contract with LGS. Is that not right? Correct, Sheriff?
Correct.
Canceling the contract with LGS for the reporting and jail and dispatch system. Is there a motion to cancel that contract? And we had looked at that, had we not, Sandy? We had looked at that, and there's no date requirement or anything in that.
On the contract 2.11, the company right to terminate, it says the company shall have the right immediately to suspend or terminate the license in this agreement. It will have to be, it can be a phone call or followed by a written. That can be fax or email, and that will have to come from the county judge.
Okay. Okay.
Make a motion, we authorize the county judge to cancel the contract.
Okay, have a motion by Commissioner Pearson. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner West. Any questions or discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 14, discuss and consider approval of fiscal year 2021 budget amendments. You have the budget amendments before you.
Judge, I might add one motion in the software.
Okay,
I make a motion, we approve these budget amendments as
okay.
listed.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pearson. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Melton to approve the fiscal year 2021 budget amendments. There's any question or discussion about it? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number 15, discuss and consider monthly reports submitted by various offices and departments of county government, and approval of entry of same in the court's minutes as matter of record. Mr. West, do you have, Commissioner West, I'm sorry, you have any questions, comments?
No, yeah, of course, we're just 2 or 3 days into the month, and we have 2 of the 18 reported, which doesn't sound very good, but we usually have them all at the end of the month. We have to comment on a few that get them, so we did.
I think we have 2 more meetings this month.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay. Is that a motion to approve the reports?
Yes.
Got a motion by Commissioner West. Is there a second?
Second, Pearson.
Second by Commissioner Pearson to approve the monthly reports that's been submitted. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Is there a motion to adjourn? Got a motion by
Second.
Commissioner Melton, second by Commissioner LaPrade. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.